Dear children, Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? Today is Wednesday, 9th December 2020. We will start our science class. 6th student. We're doing separation of substances. We'll start the next part of it. Understood? Sieving and filtration. What we'll see the two topics today? Sieving and filtration. Sieving is a simple technique for separating particles of different sizes. A sieve such as used for sifting flour at tiny homes or has very small holes. The coarse particles are separated or broken up by grinding against one another and the screen opening. Understood? Sieving, we sieve the tea also every day in our kitchens. That is sieving. छन्नी से छानने को बोलते हैं sieving. Filtration is a process. Next topic is a filtration. Filtration is a process that removes particles from suspension in water. Removal takes place by a number of mechanisms that include straining, flocculation, sedimentation, and surface capture. A real life example of sieve is a tea strainer, just as I told you all, tea every day, how we strain it, which is used to separate tea leaves from the water. The sieve prevents the large particles which cannot pass through the holes in the sieve and retains them on the sieve. What are advantages of it? Sieving analysis includes easy handling, it is easy to do, low investment cost, money is not required much, precise and reproducible results in a comparably short time, and the possibility to separate the particle size fractions. Therefore, this method is an accepted alternative to analysis method using laser light or image processing. Sieving we do in our kitchens. How do we sieve it? I don't need to explain it more, isn't it? Now only you can make tea and you can see in the kitchen. What about filtration? Filtration is a process in which the components of a fluid mixture are separated based on their size during the mixture's transfer through a porous material. In bioprocess filtration, two modes of operation are commonly employed. What is happening in filtration? Two methods are normal flow filtration and cross flow filtration. Understood? Power filters are routinely used in daily life. Pressure filters, such as vacuum cleaner, isn't it? Nowadays, in your home, most of them have vacuum cleaners with a dust bag in it, or paper filter, or an automobile engine with an oil filter cartridge. Many industrial operations involve filtration of slurries that contain high concentration of suspended solids. Got it, dear? What is filtration? Is a process of separation compounds from a solid or liquid mixture is called filtration. This is a definition. Let us see how to separate insoluble impurities from dirty water. Tone a filter paper and fold it to make a cone, like we see in the diagram. Pour the dirty water on the filter paper slowly until 2/3 of the funnel is filled. Understood? Filtration, see the diagram. We do it in the home, isn't it? The water when we are pouring in the big bottle or tanker, or the cone, we use it used. There would be line for it. The liquid coffee is a filtrate. Understood? Now filter is filtering, so it is a liquid coffee. The left one, which we drink. Steeping tea is much the same whether you see a tea bag or a tea ball, usually a metal filter. The kidneys are an example of biological filter. What is filter in our body? Kidneys. Blood is purified by glomerulus. Essential molecules are reabsorbed back into the blood. Like straining pasta, all of them eat a pasta. The real examples, everyday life, I am giving you tea and pasta. Many manufacturing and industrial processes need to isolate their own solids, gases, oils, water, and other fluids to keep their system functioning right. Efficiently, filtration helps many industrial operations flow smoothly and more effectively. Take oil ridges for example. An effective filtration area can be defined as the total area of filter media that is exposed to the flow of liquid or the air that is unstable for filtration. This is often designated in square centimeter, square inches, or diagram of filtration. Understood, all of you now? No, this conical flask, I think everyone have seen it. Cone. The method used include physical processes such as filtration, sedimentation, and distillation. Biological processes such as slow sand filters or biologically active carbon. Chemical processes such as flocculation and chlorination. Chlorination of water. And use of electromagnetic radiation such as ultraviolet light. The three chemicals most commonly used are the primary disinfectants are chlorine, chlorine dioxide, and ozone. Monochloramine, usually refers to as chloramine, is used as a residual disinfectant. Next process which we will see today is crystallization. Crystallization is also a chemical solid or liquid separation technique in which mass transfer of a solute from the liquid solution to a pure solid crystalline phase occurs. In chemical engineering, crystallization occurs in a crystallizer. What are the types of crystallization? Evaporative crystallization, cooling crystallization from the solution or the melt. Reactive crystallization, the mixtures of salts or even covalent liquids, so covalent solids that have sufficiently different solubility in a solvent can be separated by crystallization and precipitation. Mother liquor is the part of the solution that is left over after crystallization. It is encountered in chemical processes including sugar crystallization. There are two major steps of crystallization. Let's see what are they. Crystallization occurs in two major steps. First is nucleation, the appearance of crystalline phase from either a supercooled liquid, the liquid which is cooled, or supersaturated solvent. Solute is the salt or sugar example. Solvent is mostly 90% solvent will be water. Sometimes it will be milk or liquid, other liquid. The second step is known as crystal growth, which is increase in the size of particles and lead to a crystal state. Crystallization is better than evaporation because during evaporation some impurities may remain dissolved in the solution even after filtration, which on evaporation contaminates the solid. Understood? Impure solids are obtained by evaporation and are further purified by crystallization. Crystallization is a good method. The final relatively easy but necessary step is to prepare the target compound in a usable form. This generally means producing of a concentrated solution of pure compound or pure dry solid which may or may not. Example, see the experiment here, diagrams here. Some of the crystallization examples here. Crystallization of water to form ice cubes and snow. Crystallization of honey when it placed in a jar and exposed to suitable conditions. Formation of stalagmites and stalactites, especially in the caves they use it. We don't use it much. Deposition of gemstone crystals. See what is happening in first diagram. The impure solid is dissolved in a solution. Understood? Lamp is being heated. Second, what happened? The solution is heated to evaporate most of the solvent. Got it? The third point, the hot solution is allowed to cool. The solid appears as pure crystals. First it is kept in a beaker and lamp is arranged. Understood? Then lamp is heated. Solid, what is left is pure crystal. It is kept there. The cold solution is poured off to obtain the crystals. Then it is put it on a plate to become crystals. The crystals may be dried by pressing them between the sheets of filter paper. Next is sublimation. What is sublimation process? Crystallization is finished for today, understood? Next we go with sublimation of camphor. Sublimation is a type of phase transition or change in a state of matter, just like melting, freezing and evaporation. Through sublimation, a substance changes from solid to gas. Understood? See that picture or a few camphor means ice. It is heated, used in dayas. It becomes on the candle or diya. In Diwalis we use it, isn't it? That form, liquid form. Then it goes to gaseous form, gas, solid, liquid and gas. Through sublimation, a substance changes from solid to gas without even ever passing through a liquid phase. There is no liquid phase in the middle. See, it is used in diyas. It is just telling in the form of fume, bhap, flames. We don't have water, liquid there. Dry ice, solid carbon dioxide provides a common example of sublimation. Is it clear with the diagram also? There are many substances which are converted into gas from solid when heated and converted from gas to solid when cooled without converting into liquid. The middle phase, solid, liquid, gas. Liquid is not there in many substances. Understood? Solid is heated, it becomes gas. Evaporates. And from vapor form, it is heated. From the freezer, if we take it out and we heat it, it becomes solid, low liquid stage. Such substances are known as sublime, sublime, sublime. For example, ammonium chloride, naphthalene balls, camphor, etc.